Hi, this is Pharmacist Curtis Alexander. In today's video, I want to answer the question what to do if you're taking a tablet and it's too big. Before we get into that, I'd appreciate a thumbs up if the video is helpful. If you want to see more like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. So it was a couple weeks ago, patient calls in, tablet's too big, it's uncomfortable to swallow. Sometimes that happens. Now, there's a lot of knee-jerk reactions about what you can do about that, but let me give you some different options. First of all, the best thing to do is what this gal did, which is just call a pharmacy. They can look into whether you can crush or split certain tablets. I am going to provide you with a link to a website that I find helpful, and it's pretty user-friendly for folks who aren't pharmacists or medical professionals, that will give you a list of medications that can be crushed or split. And again, I'll include a link to that in the description of the video. But the first place to start, call your pharmacy. They can usually tell you right off the bat. Now, the other thing I like to do is, there's information out there and kind of wives' tales about what you can and cannot split. And I want to kind of address those things as well. So there's some rules of thumb, and some of them you need to be careful about. The first one is you'll hear people say, well, if you're taking an extended release tablet, you can't split those. Not always true. Toprol XL or metoprolol succinate, which is the extended release form of metoprolol, it's an extended release form. You can't split it, right? Not true. Those can be split. So just because it's extended release doesn't always mean that you can't split it. The other one is if it's scored, it can be split. Usually true, but always good to double check. They do score those normally so they can be split. And just as a helpful pointer, if something's scored, don't use a pill splitter to split it. Just usually works best. Put it on a table, put your thumbs on either side and press down. It'll usually break in half really well. The other thing is film coated. Generally speaking, if something is film coated, you don't want that to be split, because if it's film coated, it's going to have a continued release that may screw that up. But again, you've got the Toprol XL example. So we're kind of coming back to it's always best to reach out to the pharmacist. But those are a couple of examples. The other thing, and this is what I recommended that this gal do, she didn't want to split it. She didn't want to crush this particular form, which she could have. And I understood why she didn't, because taste was an issue, and that can happen when you split tablets. So the other option that she had was to call her pharmacy, because there was different generic manufacturers available, and some of those generics that were available were smaller in size. So I just said, call your pharmacy, see if they will order in one of the different generic manufacturers for you. Now, every pharmacy that's seeing this right now is cussing me out, because we don't like to order in different stocks for people for a whole bunch of reasons. But sometimes it's what's best for the patient. So, a good pharmacy will try to accommodate you if they can. But also know that a pharmacy may say, we're not willing to do that because we don't want this NDC, this particular drug on the shelf that we're never going to get rid of, and they may not do it for you, but sometimes it's worth asking. As a last resort, you can ask a compounding pharmacy if they can make you a suspension of some type. Usually that's going to be cost prohibitive, not something you want to pay for, your insurance company will pay for, but sometimes it's worth asking about. So again, this is Pharmacist Curtis Alexander, touching on options that you have if the tablet that you're taking is too big. Any questions, post them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. And until the next video, thank you for watching.